Well, it is the weekend, and that's a good reason to call upon Michael Snyder, who goes and sees movies so you don't have to. Hi, Michael.
Hey, how you doing, Alex? We're on the line here from La Crescenta.
La Placenta.
A nice tree-lined community, a little north of Eagle Rock, Echo Park, and downtown LA. I can see downtown LA from my back porch. I'm kind of like Sarah Palin in Russia. Mm-hmm. But anyway, we're seeing the films. We've been a little under the weather, so we'll do a quick catch-up here and there. But let's start off with Lucy, which is the latest film from a French director, producer, writer named Luc Besson, who has had serious success with movies about tough women, including La Femme Nikita and The Fifth Element. And, of course, La Femme Nikita turned into a TV series. But he's also done other movies that have been not so successful, things specifically for his home country, like the Extraordinary Adventures of Adele Blanc's Sec never came out here. Stuff comes out there, and we don't know about it. But he's also the producer of the Transporter films with Jason Statham, movies I really get a kick out of. Anyway, he's back. And what did you tell me the other day? He's not directing anymore?
He said about 10 years ago, I'm never directing another film. And he went on to start producing films, but not directing them.
He couldn't resist the chance to work with Scarlett Johansson.
Well, apparently he lied to us.
Yeah, well, he's French.
Mm-hmm.
At least he's not wooing you. Actually, he is, with Scarlett Johansson in a short skirt. And she plays an American student in Taipei. He's going for the Asian market. You get those Asian locations like Transporters 4, and you're drawn in one of the biggest movie-going populations out there, seemingly untapped. But anyway, she runs afoul of some drug lords, some Asian drug lords, and ends up being forced to become a mule for a very dangerous drug. The end result is, and we won't tell you how and why, it turns out that she can no longer just rely on 10% of her brain. She has been powered up to the use of 100% of her brain, intellect, body, and it's a wild sci-fi premise that is a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this a lot. Is it a great film? No. Is it a B movie? Yes. Is it a B movie that I got a kick out of? Like we used to call them bargain matinees? Absolutely. She's turned into like a deadly weapon, and it's a lot of fun to watch. Morgan Freeman plays an expert on the human mind who is tapped into this thing. It's kind of a globe-trotting movie. They go to places other than Taipei, and fun. Fun at the movies is a good thing. You'll have fun at Lucy if this is your cup of tea. So that's we'll put a favorable mark in there. How about another good movie, a better film than Lucy, a film people should see if you like the espionage genre? A Most Wanted Man may be the very last time we see Philip Seymour Hoffman on the screen. Certainly the last time in a major role. I know he's going to be in one of the sequels to the Hunger Games movies, and they're doing some kind of digital prestidigitation to get him in to scenes he wasn't in before he passed away. A Most Wanted Man, he plays a spy master in Germany, and he's in Hamburg, and apparently there's some terroristic activities going on. This is based on the John le Carré novel, the guy who wrote The Spy Who Came In From the Cold, and many, many other famous spy novels. And A Most Wanted Man, it was engaging, was exciting, was a puzzle. It talked about it shows the gray areas in all of the spy game. Who's your friend, who's your enemy? Are you working for the greater good? But he's terrific in this, and he gets involved with a woman who helps accused and vilified Muslims, to kind of be safe from the government. She's played by Rachel McAdams. Willem Dafoe plays a banker in this thing. Robin Wright is a CIA operative. Terrific actors, all at the top of their game. I really enjoyed A Most Wanted Man. And, when they're dealing with the potential of crazy terroristic activities in Hamburg, the tension ratchets up. I recommend you catch this. I'm a Woody Allen fan. I have loved some of his recent films, most particularly Vicky Cristina Barcelona. I also really enjoyed the hell out of Midnight in Paris. But Magic in the Moonlight, which is his latest, and he cranks them out. What is it, one a year maybe?
Yeah, it's exactly one a year.
This thing is really pretty wifty. It's piffle. It's of course it's a period piece. It's about a guy, a British magician who has a stage persona as an Asian, Wei Ling Su. Already we know politically incorrect anger is going to come charging out of the crevices here. You know, people who are angry at the Redskins name of the football team are going to be pretty PO'd about Colin Firth prancing around in Chinese drag. In any case, he
Well, but that's
decides
what
that
they
he,
did back in the day with the magic acts.
well, I know,
Yeah.
and it's just, and I didn't have a problem with it, but I just have a feeling. Anyway, he ends up on a bit of a getaway to the south of France, and while down there, he is there to debunk a woman who is purportedly a clairvoyant, played by Emma Stone, a lovely young thing, and she's at this kind of getaway down on the Côte d'Azur with her mother, played by Marcia Gay Harden, and it's possible that this girl and her mom are bilking a needy woman who misses her late husband. That woman, played by Jackie Weaver, and that woman's son, played by Hamish Linklater. This guy, Woody Allen, he's made so many wonderful films. Everyone wants to work with him, and maybe they don't even read the script. I know they sometimes even only get a page or two a day and don't know the whole picture. But this script was pretty feeble stuff. It was, you know, I wanted to laugh. Things weren't too funny. There is that sort of May December flirtation between Colin Firth's character and Emma Stone's character, maybe inspiring to an older guy like me. Hey, that looks good. But in fact, I found the thing to be a bit of a clinker, particularly in the wake of some of his better recent films.
Well, I mean, what did he say years ago? He took a whole bunch of plots, 100 or so, that he thought up, and threw them all into a box. And now when he wants to make a movie, he pulls one of them out of the box.
He pulled the wrong plot out.
And apparently pulled the wrong one out here. So, this is, he's hit and miss. I mean, one picture is great, the next picture isn't so great. But that's what we give Woody Allen. We give him the chance to fail, and he does the films at a price that most studios are just very happy with. And if he has a mistake, he has a mistake. They made money off the successes. I mean, Midnight in Paris was his biggest box office picture ever.
Yeah, and I love Blue Jasmine. All the quibbles about New York accents in San Francisco aside, I thought it was a wonderful film, and it's his previous film to this one. And I guess we allow him. He has a better batting average than most baseball players. What, they get hit one out of three times.
Okay.
Anyway,
let's get
Happy Christmas is a new film from Joe Swanberg, a guy who makes very, very low budget films that make Woody Allen seem like Cecil B. DeMille. This guy can put something up there on the screen for $25 and a six-pack. In fact, the previous film by this guy, Drinking Buddies, was set in a microbrewery and was a wonderful film with Olivia Wilde and a few other pretty talented actors. And in this case, Anna Kendrick, who is, kind of a rising star in Hollywood. She was in Up in the Air, among other things, and got great, reviews for that. Plays this kind of ne'er-do-well 20-something who moves in with her brother and also his wife, and they have a little 2-year-old kid, and she sort of tears up the family a little bit. And it's a very, very kind of low-key film, but very, very funny, very, very smart, and also features, among other people, as one of our heroine's friends, the amazing Lena Dunham. Well, amazing. It's amazing she has a career sometimes, but she's pretty cool in this thing. And you also get Melanie Linsky and Mark Webber and Swanberg himself playing the husband, the brother. The guy makes very, very funny, like little snapshots of contemporary life, and he does it again on a shoestring, and I really like what he does. He works with smart, talented people, and Happy Christmas worked for me in a big way. It'll be wonderful to watch on video, so I don't know where you're going to rush out to see it. I think it's a New York and LA opening right now. Very disappointed with And So It Goes, which was I'm sure in the theory a good idea. Rob Reiner, who has not had the greatest success of late.
He sucks as a director. He's terrible. He's just terrible.
He lucked out big time with When Harry Met Sally,
Yeah, but that was how long ago was that?
100 years
Like
ago.
30 years ago or something?
Was it before or after the hair plugs on Billy Crystal?
I have no idea, but all I'm
Oh,
saying is, Rob Reiner he has lived on a reputation that is not deserved any longer.
well, he does make a cameo Hitchcockian appearance. Not really Hitchcock. He plays a lounge pianist because our heroine in this film, played by Diane Keaton, is a wannabe lounge singer. Actually, she gets jobs in her little kind of seaside getaway town in the, I guess it must be in Long Island or somewhere. I think it's a New York thing. But she's an older woman who's lost her husband, and she has to deal with the cantankerous real estate agent who's lost his wife, played by Michael Douglas. And if I tell you, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, that Michael Douglas in this film seems older than his father, Kirk Douglas, right now, who's in his 90s and has recovered from a stroke to an extent. And I have to say that Michael Douglas and Diane Keaton are talented performers, but this romance, this sort of Twilight year romance, as this cantankerous bastard is forced to deal with the granddaughter he never knew he had, thrust upon him by his son,
Okay,
who is
enough is
going to
enough with this
prison.
picture.
I know. I'm breaking out the Kleenex. Just not funny. Just not plausible. Kind of creepy. It just did not work for me at all. Moving right along. Let's whip through the last few of these babies.
Quick.
They didn't let us see Hercules with Dwayne the Rock Johnson as the Greek demigod, and I don't know why they didn't. What were they afraid
Does
of?
it matter?
Not really.
Does it
Moving
matter?
right
It's going to
along.
make money anyway.
The Purge Anarchy was a pretty damned entertaining B movie on its own, a sequel to the future forward film about a new government in America deciding that the way to keep crime and population down was to let everybody do anything they damn well pleased for one night a year. So the first one was set in a suburban house with Ethan Hawke. This one is in the inner city, so it's a little bigger budget and fun. I had fun. Written, directed by James DeMonaco. Nobody really famous in the cast, unless you want to count Frank Grillo, who was in the Captain America, the Winter Soldier. It was cool. And just to sort of knock them off their perch, I do want to say that pretty terrible films, movies to avoid include Planes and whatever it was called, Fire and Rescue. Oh my God, terrible Disney kind of Cars knockoff, and Sex Tape with Cameron Diaz and Jason Segel embarrassing themselves. These are films no one needs to see. If you're a little more adventurous, I Origins is a very interesting sci-fi film out there with a lot of thoughtful aspects to it. I won't go into the great details of it. And Zach Braff made Garden State I Loved. He finally took years to make a follow-up, and it's all about married life for a guy in Los Angeles who's an actor with very limited resources, who has to rely on his dad to send his kids to Hebrew school. And no thanks. It just didn't work for me at all. Despite Mandy Patinkin being the dad and Kate Hudson as his wife, as the wife of the Zach Braff character. God help me. How do I see these films? You can check me out on Twitter at Culture Blaster. Michael Snyder's Culture Blast on Facebook. Stop by. Like me. We all want to be liked. We're like Sally Fields at the Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. What do you got in video?
Oh, in video? I don't know. I just finished watching the second season of Orphan Black and binge watched the whole 2 years. And the first year, terrific. Just really a great concept, well pulled off. She is terrific. The second year, I was a little disappointed in. I felt they had too much budget and too few ideas, and it didn't really cook till the last episode, and then it paid off. So
I think that Tatiana Maslany has been kind of neglected by all these various award shows, but she puts on a clinic as to how to create a character in a lot of interesting, subtle ways, and she does so many of them on this show that maybe they didn't know what to nominate her for. But I like Helena the best.
Just as a good actress. Anyway, that's it, huh?
Yep, let's wrap it.
Okay, well, we'll wrap it by playing the theme. Thank you, Michael. We'll see you again next week with more movie reviews and your little culture blast. Thank you.